thoughts of leaving, when thoughts get thrown around, but we keep going on believing, and on till we're all cried out, 'cause we don't feel like throwing it all away. We don't feel like it.
Hey, hi everybody, welcome back to Bear Cubing 101. My name is Joe, I'm your host, the Bear Cuber. In today's video, I'll show you how to solve the case cube. So I was in the middle of popping off this top piece here, just to show you that there's tensioning screws. There's one right here, and then there's one on the bottom, and if you pop off these sides, there you go, there's one right there, and then there's one each edge piece. So if you just this one, and this one. So with this particular cube though, it's already been tightened as far as it can go. I can't tighten them anymore, so meaning that the cube is very it's pretty loose, you know, and it's slippery. So this is where a skill set called hand stabilization comes into play, and it is what it just sounds like. It's your ability to update again, come on. It's your ability to stabilize the cube as much as you can with what you've got, and what you have is your hands and your fingers. So keep as many fingers on the cube as possible at all times. I mean, unfortunately, this is not something that I can, you know, show you or teach you. It's just something I can make you aware of. But, you know, do whatever you have to do. Use your palm, use your sides of your fingers, use your tips of your fingers, do whatever you have to do to keep this cube as stable as possible. This is a valuable skill set in cubing. I mean, don't underestimate it. I mean, it's really right up there with spatial orientation. Your ability to keep this cube as solid as possible enhances your ability to cube. Yeah. Okay. So let's put this back together and talk about some of the issues that we're going to have with this cube. So one of the biggest issues with this cube is getting these edge pieces back into their correct orientation. Okay, let's not make a big deal out of it. You know, just like everything in life, it's only going to be a big deal if you make it a big deal. So let's not. Okay, and after we get that done, I mean, basically we're end up treating this thing like a 3x3 after we get it scrambled. And you know, a lot of people are like, wow, 3x3? Yeah. I mean, it's going to have a top, middle, and a bottom. It's going to have a left side, it's going to have a middle side, and the right side. So it's essentially going to be a 3x3. Okay, let's scramble it up and we'll get started. Okay, so this is the case cube, and the first thing we're going to do is scramble it up. So what I like to do is just turn the top and the bottom, and see what I'm saying? Like just like that. I mean, you can see how slippery it is. So let's just go ahead and do any random movements, but let's just try to keep it in 180-degree turns, where we're just going to turn it like that instead of the shape-shifting abilities where, you know, like that. So let's just keep it the 180-degree turns going. We'll just turn that and then turn the bottom, maybe just turn the middle, and then do this again, and you know, do whatever you got to do here to get this thing scrambled up as much as possible. So I'll turn this and turn that, and then like that. Okay, so I mean, I think that's pretty good right there. I mean, you don't have to get too nuts. And let's go ahead and start doing the 90-degree turns, where we start shape shifting it. Okay, so but you see where I'm saying, like, it starts getting out of hand real quick. So let me start using my hand stabilization techniques, and you know, maybe that will help. You know, and if you just notice, I'm kind of holding the top of like this part and this part and the middle part just to keep this stable while I'm turning this. So that's one of the techniques that you can use. Okay, I'm using both my fingers down here to stabilize this row and this row. Okay, and you know, these are things that you need to practice and get better at as you go along in your cubing. Okay, so just find where it cuts. Okay, so it cuts right there, then right here. Okay, and very quickly you'll be able to see that this thing actually does turn like a 3x3. So let me get this unlocked here for a moment. You can see that this here is the right. Okay, so this side right here is the right side. This side right here is the left side. And then, of course, if you have a right side and a left side, you're going to have a middle, right? So this part right here is the middle. Okay. And you'll have the front face. Okay, so we got the front face there. You got the back over here. So it's basically a 3x3. So scramble it like a 3x3. Okay. And you're going to see that not all these pieces are going to be able to be scrambled out. Like this piece is connected to this, just like this piece is connected to this. This trio of pieces right here can't be separated. So don't worry if you're wondering, why you can't separate all these pieces out. Okay, that's just the way it's designed. Just like these three pieces can't be separated either. Right, they're physically locked together, just like these three pieces are locked together. Okay, so now that we're pretty much done scrambling, let's get into this. So it looks like a big jumbled mess, right? And it is. But what you're looking to do is you want to find this piece right here, the white center piece. Okay, that's step number one. And you want to match this up like so. Just this happens to be matched up with this white and these two whites and this red, right? So if you just match this up, this white and red piece matches up. Well, if you find another white red, which is right here, you're going to want to get this white red piece over here. And the reason, I'll show you how you do that first. So if it's on the top, bring it down to the bottom. Okay, so it's down here. We're going to turn it. We're just simply using 3x3 strategies. Okay, we've got it down to the bottom. Turn it off to the side. Bring it up. Okay, it's matched up white to white, and the red's right there. And then you're going to turn this other white back. Okay, so basically what you're looking at is having this piece and this piece together. All right, so the two whites and the two reds together, and the reds, you want them facing each or on the same side. Okay, so you have a headlight here and a headlight here. Boy, I hope that makes sense. So then this piece right here, this white, yellow, or orange, yes, it's in it. One of the two spots, but it's in the wrong spot. So it was going to be here or here. And the reason I know it's the wrong spot is because it's facing the wrong way. So it automatically must be over here. We're looking for an X pattern. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and bring it down to the bottom. Okay, it's down here. Turn it to the side you need it. Okay, over here. And then you turn it back up. Okay, so now you're starting looking for an X. So an X. So it's starting to take shape. We have one more white orange piece to go. It's down here. I noticed it was down here earlier. Let's turn this into position and I'll show you what you're gonna end up with. Okay, so basically you have a white X, okay, or a cross, okay, this way, or an X, whatever, any way you want to look at it. But basically what you're looking for is these two oranges to face or to be on the same side, and these reds to be on the same side. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to finish up the this layer right here, the white layer. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to know that it's white on top, red, these two reds facing us. We're going to green on the left, blue on the right, and orange in the back. Okay, so this is not the orange that or green that we're looking for, because this green has yellow on it. So we want the green whites. So the green whites right here. And you're just going to use your standard 3x3 solving strategies. You know, we're just going to do an RI, DI, R, and D if you want, whatever, to get that into those pieces into position. And again, that's on our left, right? So we're going to do this one, the white blue, same way. Bring it down, slide it in, bring it back up. Okay, it's super simple. Now you're looking for the red. Okay, so this white red belongs over here. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, find where it unlocks. Okay, and then slide that in. Nope. Where did I put that white red? Okay, slide that white red in, and then bring it up. No big deal, easy. Same thing for the white or orange. Here's the white orange. This white orange belongs right here. Just keep it directly below where it needs to go, and just do your R-I-D-I R-D R-I-D-I R-D, and again R-I-D-I-R-D if you want. And that completes the white. Okay, let's move on to step number 2. Okay, so in this part of the cube solve, what we're looking to do is understand that we just finished the white face. And what you're looking for is white on top, reds facing you. You want to make sure you have green on the left and blue on the right. And of course, orange in the back. That's if the cube came like that and started off like that. So if you started the cube off and you had these blue stickers over here, like let's just say you stickered it yourself, or that's the way it came from the factory. But typically if it came from the factory, it has the standard color pattern. White on top, red facing you, blue or green on the left, blue on the right, orange in the back. So it's super important that you know that. So let's flip the cube upside down, and now we're going to work on, so that the white's on the bottom. Let's work on the middle, okay? And this is where a lot of people get tripped up. So what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this, because right now we have a red and an orange on the red side. We know this is the red side because of these 3 reds, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but we don't want a red and orange on this side. We want a red and a red on this side. So let's rotate this. Okay, now I know it doesn't look like there's a red on each side, but there is a red here and there's a red here. Okay, it may not be facing you because it just needs to be orientated. But if you turn the cube to the orange side, you're going to see that there is an orange here and there is an orange right there. Okay, I'm not sorry, not there, but here. This one right here and this one right here. Okay, so we have 2 oranges to orange, and on this side we have reds to red. Okay, so make sure it's not like this or like this where you have the oranges on this side, or like this where you have 1 orange and 1 red on the red side, but you want make sure you have reds to red and oranges to orange. Okay, so let's go ahead and orientate these oranges. Okay, now the way that we're going to do this is a completely different from anything that I've showed you in the past. So let's take this slow. Basically what you want to do is you want to rotate, because you have to understand how this cube functions. Okay, so first get it so that you can rotate it. Secondly, get as many fingers on it as possible. See how I've got all these fingers working? Okay, and I'm going to use all my other fingers on my right hand. Okay, because you want to keep this as stable as possible. So get yourself comfortable, and what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this so that the whites are on top. Okay, then you're going to take these whites, because you need to move them out of the way, because I have to rotate this orange piece, right? And I can't rotate this orange piece if these whites are in the way. So what I need to do is take these whites and put them on the opposite corner. So if it's over here on your right, put it on the far left. Okay, so just go ahead and stabilize the cube any way you have to. Okay, if it doesn't want to turn to the left, then turn it to the right, but whatever, just get it out of the way. Okay, so keep it back here. Right, so now let's just give this a test and make sure that this rotates, and it does. It's just a little locked up. Okay, so what I'm looking to do is rotate this piece. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this piece this way. Okay, and all I'm concentrating on is rotating this piece. I could rotate it like this, right? I could rotate it like this or like that, but I want to rotate it like this. Okay, so it's facing to my right, so that when I turn these back, watch what happens. When I turn these back, okay, it lines up. All right, see, we have orange lined up with this orange. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this whole thing and rotate it back. Okay, so you just took these, you moved these whites out of the way, you rotated this, you moved the whites back, and then you rotated these whites back. All right, so let's do the same thing for this one. Let's get this cube set up so that we can, keep it nice and stable. Right, so I'm really gripping onto everything here. I'm grabbing as much of this cube as possible. Just look how I'm grabbing this cube. So now we need to move this out of the way. So now that we have the whites on top, we need to move these out of the way because we have to rotate this piece right here. So hold the cube differently. Use your whole hand to grip this cube. If it's on your left, to your left, move it to the back right. Okay, just move it way back here. Okay, it's to the back right when it lines up with, say this edge piece right here. Okay, now we need to rotate this piece, right? So we're going to rotate this. We're going to say this way. Okay, so it's facing to your left. So let's take these whites and rotate this back. Okay, see how that matches orange to orange. It's nice and flush. Okay, let's take this whole thing, this whole section, and move this all back. Okay, and it's in. Now, look, I did not plan this, okay, but this piece came along for the ride and fit correctly. Okay, if I have to, I'll knock it out so we can, for learning purposes. But the point is, we got this piece in this correct position. Okay, and I'm not looking at any other pieces. I don't care about anything else. I only care about this piece and this piece. They're correct. Let's rotate the cube. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for this piece and this piece. All right, so hold on to the cube as best as you can. Take these whites, all right, find out where it turns. Okay, take these whites, put them on top. Okay, remember your goal is to get this piece flush with these reds. Okay, so if it's up to your right, move it to your far left. Just get them out of the way. Okay, the way that I know that this is the far left is because, well, this just happened to line up flush with this. So it's just an indicator that lets you know you're on the right track, where when to stop. So let's move this piece. We'll rotate it. Okay, rotate it right there. So it's facing to the right. We'll take these pieces that you moved out of the way. Let's rotate those back. So we have red that matches red, right? So we still have the white on top. Let's rotate this whole section back. Okay, when you rotate it back, this comes along for the ride. Okay, so that's pieces placed correctly. Let's do the same thing for this piece right here, right? Hold on to the cube as best as you can. Okay, when you're ready, flip it. Okay, if it's to your right, your top right, move it to your far left. Okay, move this out of the way. Okay, where's the stopping point? Right there. I know that was the stopping point because it just, you could see where it separates right there. Okay. Now, which, Yeah. Okay. So this piece right here needs to be rotated. Now, if I were just to rotate this back, okay, you're going to see that's not going to match up here. So this time we need to rotate this. We need to rotate this piece right here this way. Okay. You rotate it in a position so that when you rotate this back, okay, it matches up. So sometimes you rotate it so that it's to your right. Sometimes you rotate it so that it faces you. You got to rotate it into a position so that when you turn this piece back, it lines up. Okay. Then after it's been lined up, you can rotate this whole thing back. Okay. And again, I did not plan this, but this piece fell into position. I'm going to knock them all out of position, and then we'll start from there, just for learning purposes. But basically, these two pieces are in their correct positions now. They're flush. And these two pieces are in their correct positions and they're flush. Anything else that we got, like these two and this one, it was just a bonus. But let me knock this out. I'm going to re-scramble the cube a little bit, and then we'll pick up from a position where it'll be a better learning situation. Okay.